Hello and welcome! The wilderness must be explored!
The wilderness must be explored! Go! Go! Roar!
Today we're going to be talking about Up.
Disney Pixar's Up.
Up was released in 2009, and this is a very classic film. This is one I've seen a lot of times compared to the other Pixar films, and it is amazingly terrible film. It has the saddest opening of any opening that I've seen, especially in Pixar, and I cry every single time I watch this stupid opening. I hate it. And even when we talked about this in my film class that I had years ago, and we watched the opening class, and just that for cinematic purposes and cinematography skills and screenwriting, oh, I was bawling, and even then, it doesn't matter how many times I see a stupid opening, I end up crying so much over it, and then the rest of the film is happy. But it just pulls you in, and it's terrible, because then it sucks you in, and you feel so terrible for the characters. The music is beautiful though, that's the other thing. Married Life is the name of the song, and it is one of the most beautiful pieces of music I've heard, and I really appreciate that if you listen when you're in Magic Kingdom in the Main Street area, you hear it, and they play that as part of the area music, and I really appreciate hearing it because the song itself is gorgeous. It just, the visuals are terrible, and they make you so sad for poor Ellie and poor Carl. I hate it. This is still one of the best Pixar films that they've done. It's a very sweet story about relationships and Carl being able to find his joy in life again because he lost poor Ellie, and he befriends this little kid, Russell, who is a little bit annoying, but they worked well together, and it's a really fun journey. This one was also directed by Pete Docter, and the music was also done by Michael Giacchino once more. And he really does. I think he's my favorite. Randy Newman has really fantastic stuff, but like I mentioned before, it's very jazz oriented. Thomas Newman does more cinematic, so he's great he's really fantastic on Finding Nemo and WALL-E, but Michael Giacchino seems to have that flair to make it very beautiful pieces of music that kind of are in between, where you still have a little bit of cinematic, you still have a little bit of the jazz effect on there, but he's in the middle. So it's really cool as I'm going through this to really be able to match up their styles of music and seeing how repetitive the composers are, but how important they are and how they're still able to come out with a lot of these fresh tracks. But you definitely can pinpoint now, after you realize who they are, what they do. And it's really cool. I really appreciate that. When Carl and Ellie were young, they were in the 30s, and I really liked the aesthetic of it. Obviously, like I've mentioned plenty of times before, I love the 30s and 40s aesthetic, and I really appreciate the genre that they have, and adventure was a really important goal back then. A lot of things were being explored and being discovered, and especially in the 30s, a lot of Arabia and a lot of these Middle Eastern countries were being brought to America, and it was a really big deal. So it's cool that they show the homage and show them in the theater, and Carl being so excited and wanting to be an explorer, and adventure is out there.
Adventure is out there!
Carl loses his spark, of course, after Ellie passes away, and Russell is there to basically bring the light into his life again. And their journeys that they go on are really fantastic, and Carl just wants to go to Paradise Falls to do one more thing for Ellie, and even that is so sad to me. I'm like, the poor man. I am trying not to cry thinking about that. I hate this movie, but I love this movie. I hate how emotional it makes you. And And he's a very sweet person and a very, very sweet character that he cares so much for this person. And they're fictional, but you see the old-fashioned love and you see how amazing he is and cares so much about her. So Carl takes his house and escapes because otherwise they are forcing him into a nursing home. I don't understand logically that you can force someone into a nursing home, but it's Pixar. He has a balloon house. His house can fly with a bunch of balloons on it. I cannot question Pixar logic. I've learned this at this point. They end up traveling to Paradise Falls, but almost. Of course, this doesn't make things easy. So Russell has to bond with Carl to work together to make it, and at the same time he learns a lesson of family again, and he is able to get back his personality that he lost. And it really is an awesome film. The characters are amazing and it is really fun, but it's very, very serious too. And there's a really great balance between the seriousness and the fun and the humor. Because you have characters like Russell who's just like a little bit annoying. Honestly, Russell annoys me a lot, but in small doses he's okay. Doug, however, I love Doug so much.
Speak!
Hi there.
Did that dog just say hi there?
Oh, yes.
Bruh!
My name is Doug. I have just met you, and I love you. My master made me this collar. He is a good and smart master, and he made me this collar so that I may talk. Squirrel!
And I know that he says even less, but he's more charming about it. And because he is a dog, it kind of works that you expect it. And he's just so cute. And I do quote it a lot where you have squirrel. The way they enter the third act does kind of get a little bit ridiculous, but it still has the element and the heart that it started out with. So nothing is too extreme. This is definitely one of my favorites. When it comes to it in the parks, it also has a lot of exposure within the parks, and I think it has a really perfect amount of it. In Animal Kingdom, you can become a wilderness explorer, and it's more of a sideline journey that you can take if you want to. It's an activity where you can meet up in the front of the park and be a wilderness explorer, take the oath, and then you have a book that I actually have. I have the book. This is in my scrapbook, so it's why it's all taped up, because I have it on pages. But I have not completed this. I got this book the one time I did a couple challenges, and I want to go back and actually spend a day completing this book, but I can show it off. So when you're in Animal Kingdom, you get a Wilderness Explorer book that you can pick up, and you get to be able to fill out the membership and be able to collect the stickers in order for you to complete and become a senior Wilderness Explorer. So you have your troop leaders around the park, and then you also have your badge guides around the park, and they all have stickers, and you have, I think there's 29 different areas where you can collect the stickers and learn about conservation and animals and different things within the Animal Kingdom. And you're able to, once you collect your stickers, you can become a senior wilderness explorer. So it's a really cool activity to do while you're in the parks. It brings an extra element of it, and it's really interactive, and I really enjoy the idea of it. A lot of people do skip it though, because I think it is definitely geared more towards kids, and it keeps the kids more engaged during the long lines and the hot days of the summer and things like that, because they have a lot more of a shorter attention span. I do like how you can complete them on different rides. You can go on a safari and circle around the animals that you've seen, or anywhere. This is anywhere. This is all the animals that you see through the park. I never looked through this, and now I'm looking through this, and this is really cool. You can learn Swahili, you can go hiking throughout the trail, you can go bird watching, and how to track animals. And this is the one badge I did complete while I was there, because you have my sticker and you just circle the habitats and you find them, because I love bats. So I was looking out for the bat house. And there's conservation badges, animal nutrition, recycling, hand washing. That's very important. Make sure to wash your hands. And then here's at the end, you complete all the badges and become a senior wilderness explorer. That is an element that is a part of Animal Kingdom within the parks with Up. We also now have the new show. They have a bird show now, which just premiered a couple of months ago, so I haven't seen it yet. But the Flights of Wonder, that was an old bird show, got transformed into an Up related bird show. And it features Doug and Russell and Kevin, I think, or they talk about Kevin because Kevin's a bird. That's the relevance of it. So it's brand new, so I haven't seen it yet, but I will check it out the next time I'm down there. And like I said, music is in Magic Kingdom, and just little things, elements of it are nice. There's still enough of it that's still really relevant to the parks, and you have the meet and greet where you can meet Russell and Doug. So there's still a lot with this film within the parks, and it's a good balance with it. Fantastic, fantastic film. This is obviously one to check out and very, very enjoyable to watch. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, please go check out this film because it is beautiful and really fun and full of adventure, and it'll make you cry in the beginning, but then everything is happy, so it's better to cry in the beginning than at the end. Tomorrow we're going to continue and we're going to talk about another short of Pixar's with Day and Night, so stay tuned, and as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.